UAD News 8's The Score is sponsored by Blackhawk Bank and Trust, Midwest Complete Construction, Temple Sporting Goods, AdCraft, and Crawford Company.
Welcome to week 2 of The Score. Out by the grill, great night of high school football action, 45 minutes of high school action to get to, and of course it's also Cy Week, which leads us to our guest griller, a good buddy of mine for about 25 years now, which is surprising you put up with me for that long. Tom Kakert from the Hawkeye Report is with us, of course.
I'm here.
Cy-Hawk Week, what is it about this week that makes it busy for you but special around the state?
It's the rivalry. It's fun. It's a little trash talk and everybody freaking out about what Iowa State players and media are saying versus the Iowa media and players and what they're saying. It's a fun week.
It's a rivalry between the media and the players.
I'm super excited. It's my first Cy-Hawk week, so super excited to be at the game tomorrow. I guess what should I expect, out of the game tomorrow?
If you're over by the Iowa State sidelines, you'll probably hear some colorful language directed at them.
Being prepared for that as well.
Yes.
So we're going to make Tom work because he's got to work all day tomorrow, but we're going to put you to work in a little bit. We'll get some burgers, we got some brats, we got some hot dogs, all that good stuff. But more importantly, we have some football to get to and a historic and really special night. That's where we're going to start in Aledo.
You're in tune to WRMJ Aledo. John Hoshide and Chuck Clausen coming to you from George Pratt Memorial Field. And back to the formation. Now back he comes to the wide side of the field. Lee on the option. Pitches the ball back to Dixon. He wants to throw it to 30-Acre, who's open. 30-Acre has the catch at the 10, the 5. He dives for the pylon. He dives for the pylon, and he's in for the score. Touchdown Aledo. Touchdown Green Dragons. It's a lot of fun.
That, of course, is the familiar sounds of WRMJ's John Hoshide. That's a playoff game back in 2022. He's been the voice of Aledo.
2002.
2002. Did I say 22? Yeah,
Yes.
2002. Thank you. The voice of Aledo and now Mercer County football since 1979. That's the year that I was born, which is a long, long time ago. Tonight, the end of an era in Aledo. Of course, WRMJ, a staple around this area, always has been, it will continue to be, but tonight was his last night.
Kind of a bittersweet night.
Yes.
But, it was always fun to hear him on the radio, and he hasn't been on the radio since, I think, June when he retired. But, yeah, good to have him back on the radio tonight. And it was a fun night for him to actually call another Mercer County Golden Eagle touchdown.
And that's how he started the night. We'll take you to a quick mic'd up from John Hoshide.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to high school football on WRMJ and WRMJ.com. Tonight from George Pratt Memorial Field, it's an intra-conference matchup in the Three Rivers Athletic Conference as the Mercer County Golden Eagles host the Sherrard Tigers. This is John Hoshide along with Chuck Clausen and Bill Breeden, ready to bring you all the action on a beautiful evening for high school football here at George Pratt. Chuck, you couldn't ask for a better night here for week number 2.
It's so good to hear him on the radio once again. Sherrard, first regular season trip to town since 2004, back in the old Olympic days. First and goal, Sherrard ball, Carter Brown. Quick pass to Zach Knox for a 5-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good, so it's only 6-0. Still in the first quarter, Mercer County with the ball. John Baldwin hands off to Mason Gray. Contact behind the line of scrimmage. Ball comes loose, recovered by Sherrard. Still in the first. Sherrard, very next play, Carter Brown to Harrison Curry for a 27-yard pitch and catch. Add the 2-point conversion. It's a 14-0 game at that point. Let's go to the second quarter. Sherrard up by those 2 scores. It's Baldwin handing off to Gray. This time he does get into the end zone. That cuts it to 14-6 at that point. Let's check a final score. Mercer County with a nice win. 34-14, a 20-point win, and we are now joined by the head coach of Mercer County, Tanner Matlick, second-year head coach. And Coach, congratulations on the win. What was it like to not only get a win, but to do it against a longtime rival that you haven't played in a long time in Sherrard?
Yeah, it was a good night for us. I think we were a little slow in the first quarter there, obviously going down 14-0 to start the game. And it was good to see some fight from our kids. It was a little bit different this week, where last week we kind of got into the third quarter, the wheels started to fall off a little bit, and now this week it was good to see our kids fight back and put up 34 points there and get the win. So it was a good night for us offensively there after the first quarter got over with. Second and third quarter, I thought we were really efficient. defense played well after that first quarter, made some adjustments on both sides of the ball, and couldn't be prouder for our kids. A really exciting win for them. First win in the track, first win this season, so it was a big night for County football.
It's a big night, Coach. Always a good night when you get a victory, but even better when you get it over a team like Sherrard, a team that you guys haven't played in forever, but a lot of history between these two schools. How fun was it to see that old familiar rival across the field from you guys?
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was an exciting night. I thought the fans and the community came out and supported us, and it was good to see that community support and electric atmosphere down there at George Pratt. I wouldn't want to call any other place in the state home. So yeah, it was a big win to renew that rivalry with Sherrard at home, and our first shot at them in quite a few years. So it's good to get win number one in conference and win number one for Sherrard as well. So
you got a bunch of those, Coach, this year. A bunch of new old rivals that you got to get ready for. Hey, it was a special night down there. A guy that's been behind the microphone for your games when you played there, and now obviously as you coach there, John Hoscheit's last game on WRMJ. What does that guy mean, not just to you, but to that community, to WRMJ, the things he's done over the last 45 years?
Yeah, he's been a staple in the community and for that station for a number of years, and he's always done a really, really good job calling our games. We're thankful to have the coverage that we have in a small town like Aledo, and John has been the voice of Mercer County football for so long. His signature touchdown calls and just the way he cares about the program. And you could tell in my first year as a head coach last year, whenever he would do the pregame interviews and the postgame interviews, that's a dude that really cared about 16, 17-year-old kids in their athletic journeys and wanted to give them the coverage they deserve. So yeah, just it was a special night, I'm sure, for him, and we kind of did our part in letting him go out on top with a Mercer County win, and call a few calls like you, and just happy
well,
to the next line.
Yeah, Coach, obviously you teach your players to adjust and be ready for anything. That includes yourself when you get a text message and a phone call from me at 10 o'clock saying, hey, go home and let's do some live TV. So you did well under pressure. We appreciate you. Best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Tanner Matlack, Mercer County getting a victory tonight. Let's move on to the next game we got, and we'll stay in that conference. And a good one in Orion as Monmouth Roseville came to town, putting up big-time points. Peyton Thompson on the sweep. He motors 67 yards to the house. Monmouth Roseville up 39-12. Soon after, it's Monmouth Roseville's Nick Houston creating more problems in Orion. A 34-yard touchdown run. They're big up front. Jeremy Adolphson likes his guys up front. How about 45-12? We were still in the first half. Later in the second quarter, Titans defense making life tough for the Chargers as Nick Husto, Landon Elangelo, and a whole bunch converged on the quarterback for the staff. And then it's Jeremy Adolphson's Titans adding on. It's Thompson again weaving his way down the sideline. Through the defense, 83 yards right into your living room. Dan Pearson's a pretty good shooter. He gets the point there as well. We'll show you a final. They led 57-12 at the half. They roll 60-26, your final score.
Over in Port Byron, Riverdale looking for their first home win of the season, hosting Kewanee. Going to the third quarter, Kewanee up 20-6. Riverdale's Kane Beckett takes the ball off the snap and runs for 18 yards early in the third quarter. He shows off his speed a little bit. Later, Riverdale's Gage Heinsohn. He takes the ball in from the 1-yard line for the score. Kewanee still leads 20-12. Kewanee is now on the move. The senior linebacker, Cage Foster, picks up the interception right here, and he has the long run back. Later, Kewanee.
Look at him rumble.
Later, Kewanee's Dontavian Thomas. He picks up an interception too with a little fight from the receiver. Kewanee still leads 20-12, and they stay on top for the rest of the game. They win 27-18.
Hey, Guy Derricks in Riverdale, though, 1-1 on the season. They're doing well as well. Let's head over to Prophetstown, as it was Erie Prophetstown, I should say, looking for their second straight win, hosting Hall. Keegan Winkler keeps it and grinds his way 14 yards for a first down. Later in the drive, it's Winkler. He'll do it once again, keep it, nice little fake, and then he'll go 24. He can't fake out Jerome Burt, though.
Oh,
he's a wily veteran.
Yeah.
24 yards to the house. 6-0 home team in front. First play, second quarter. It's Winkler once again faking, but getting it to Max Millum for the 35-yard touchdown. That made it 12-0. Panthers in front. We'll show you a final score. Harry Prophetstown improving to 2-0 in the season. 41-7 your final score.
Hey, let's go to the Big Six, where Rock Island looking for their first win as they host Dunlap. Opening quarter in this one. Rock Island gets a little break here on special teams as the punt bounces off a Dunlap player, recovered by Santana Smith, and the Rocks would make it count. Check out Javian Clark Pugh, the perfect pass to Elijah Venegas. 32 yards touchdown, and it's 7-0 Rock Island. Rock Island getting another break here. Check this one out. Ball's tipped and picked off by Avian Hudson in the end zone. Rock Island back in business and on offense, and again it's Clark Pugh. Two guys across the middle. That's Evan Ellis pulling it in. Touchdown, 38 yards for that score. It'll be 14-7 at that point. It was tied at 14 at one point. Let's check the final score. Around fourth quarter score, that is. It's Rock Island and Dunlap, 34-31. Dunlap is in the lead.
We're going to head up to Sterling to take on, as Sterling took on Niles Notre Dame, and it is the visiting team, or I should say, the visiting team, getting to the quarterback for the stack later. It is Drew Nettleson connecting to Caden Phillips. That's good for a first down. Helmet to helmet adds on 15 yards from the play. Sterling moving down the field. Close to the first down here. You can see the ball. Now you don't. Notre Dame's Luke Olson gets his fingers on it. He recovers the block punt. That's the first points of the game. Made it 6-0. The Dons adding to their lead in the second when Gallagher snaps the ball and runs straight down the middle of the defense into the end zone. Notre Dame would go on to win this one 17-0, your final score.
Hey, let's go to United Township, where Chicago Munchin was 45 minutes late for the game. Yeah, that's right, 45 minutes late. So Nick Welch decides, hey, I'm going to get the ball first. I'm going to take it. We're just going to give it to our workhorse, Isaiah Navarrete. He gets a nice little first down here along the sidelines. Then they give it to him again. This time, Navarrete over the middle, touchdown. It's 7-0 United Township. Panthers playing a little defense too. How about Bandiagu Diarra with an interception? He thinks he didn't get it, but he did get it. So we're good for that. And then they go back on offense, and Josiah Massey around the end, diving for the pylon. Yep, he's in. 14-0 at that point. Panthers, no mercy in this one. They get their first win of the season with a 67-0 win.
Few scorers in the Western Big Six. Moline goes on the road, close game at halftime, and they end up losing 49-29, and it's Geneseo. Coach Furlong now 2-0 in the season. They go up to Wisconsin and get a big victory over Clinton in Wisconsin. 20-6 your final in that one. Hey, game of the night. Back to the Three Rivers we go. It was top 5 battle between Rock Ridge and Princeton. First drive of the game, it is Cullen Schweigen rolling out and finding Owen Steele, who gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Rock Ridge with a quick 6-0 lead. Tigers first possession, and they go right to work as well. They hand it off to Ace Christensen. He gets into the end zone at 7-6. The visitors take the early lead. Later in the quarter, it is Princeton keeping it on the ground and giving it right back to Christensen. He gets in his second touchdown, a little longer one. That made it 14-6. Later in the second, Princeton looking for more. They keep it on the ground really good up front. This time they end up giving it to Casey Etheridge, who goes around the corner, and he sees daylight and the end zone as well. 21-6. Princeton looking good, but not so fast. Back comes Rock Ridge. Second quarter, it's Schweigen to Owen Steele for his second touchdown of the evening. 21-12. Tigers lead down to just 9. Then how about this? More from Rock Ridge, more from Schweigen. He finds Landon Wheatley. 21-18, the lead down to 3 at the half. Second half, not much offense, but a lot of defense. It is Arthur Burden with the interception right there. They would end up scoring a couple field goals in the second half, and that's all the offense for both teams in the second half. It's Princeton going on the road and picking up an impressive 27-18 victory. Two very good football teams. Let's hear from the Tigers.
You know, I don't think that we played our best game last week, and so we really wanted to come out firing on all cylinders tonight. You know, Rockridge did hit an early score on us right off the bat, but I was very happy with our response. We went right down the field, scored, got a big stop, and then we went right down the field and scored again. So for us to start off the game like we did tonight, you know, that's just a testament to the kids and their preparation that they put in all week.
We all knew that it was going to be a dogfight coming into, you know. They got some dudes on their team, and, you know, we also got some dudes. So, you know, we're going to go out here and battle, and I think that's what we did, especially in the first half, because those are big. You know, if you can get up early, that's what you want to try to do, and I think scoring in the first half was it. That sets a tone, really.
Hey, two really good football teams. The good news is one's in 2A, one's in 3A.
Yeah, they won't meet again the rest of the year.
Yes, and maybe a couple state championship caliber teams doing that as well. We got Tom Kakert working hard for us as we get ready for the Cy-Hawk game tomorrow in Kinnick Stadium. And Tommy, it's been all Hawkeyes in this series. Close games, but mostly Iowa winners of late.
Yeah, 7 of the last 8 Iowa's won, and turnovers are a key because in those games, Iowa has created 13 turnovers, Iowa State only 6. The only time Iowa State won is Iowa turned it over 3 times. So
see, those are the stats that we need out of Brian Stocking, who is our resident Iowa State fan. Don't worry,
he'll be here
fans.
later.
He's got his gear on and everything. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. Also, Tom is a Davenport West grad, so the West Bettendorf highlights and much more to get to. We're going to make Tom Kakert call some highlights. We got a lot more to get to right here on The Score. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, guys? My name is Logan Lee. Whenever I'm back in the Quad Cities, I always make sure to turn on my favorite TV show, The Score. Woo! Let's go!
Do a little eating here in a little bit. Of course, Tom Kakert joining us from the Hawkeye Report, Cy-Hawk Week, and of course, you're also a Davenport West alum.
I am.
And actually, Brian Stocking is teaching right now at Davenport West, so Bettendorf and West will let you make the call. So let's get to those highlights.
Yeah, to Brady Street Stadium we go. The Falcons welcoming Bettendorf to town. Jacob Whipple, the 15-yard run for a first down for the Bulldogs.
Nice moves there. Well done.
Then we've got Jackson Laver.
That's my handwriting, not your fault.
Cole Odafe.
Nice.
For a long touchdown pass.
Well shot, too.
Bad. That made it 7-0.
7-zip Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs continue to tack things on. Laver with a brilliant run.
Weaving his way through the defense.
Yeah, look at it, just carving up the Falcons here.
That
Not
made
good.
it 14-0,
14-zip.
and it's Pat Anger's Bulldogs, Tommy. knocking off your Falcons.
Yeah.
49-8.
49-8.
Your
Not
final
good.
next year. They'll get them next year. Let's head to Cedar Rapids. PV lost to Bettendorf last week. Another tough test. Taking on Kennedy. First quarter of this one, Harrison Fierce with the first down. Then it's Fierce following some blockers, getting into the end zone for the touchdown. Early lead for Pleasant Valley. Then check out some defense here as it is Cameron Lemoyne with the interception. Well done right there. On offense, it is the Spartans, and I got to show Tommy a play here in a second, but it's Fierce airing it out to Lemoyne for the touchdown.
Nice.
PV adds to the lead, and then
catch.
if you're at the 1 yard line, who should you give it to? Rusty Van Wetsingo was a fullback. How about Big Joey?
Big Joey.
Get out of my way.
Look at that.
I like
And
how he
if
looks
you-
at him afterwards.
Just to make sure that this is what's coming your way. Try to tackle him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
thanks.
thank you.
Look at that
Another
guy.
touchdown.
Get trucked.
Future Hawkeye Joey Van Wetsinga adding to the lead. We'll show you a final score. It is Pleasant Valley getting into the win column. 35-20, your final score. Davenport North has never beaten Assumption.
Ever?
Nate Gilbreth with his first game at home taking on the Wildcats, and it is first quarter. The defense looking good. North led 7-0, but that is Jackson Roach with the interception. Defense looking good for the night. Second quarter, this should be a basketball play here. It's Braylon Thompson to Sincere Simons for the touchdown. 30-yard touchdown made it 7-6. Assumption back within one. North on the move later in the second quarter, but it is Ben Yegi with another interception for Assumption. Knight's defense looking good, and they try to add to it just before the half, but the North defense says, I got your interceptions. How about a scoop score for a touchdown? Ball's on the turf. It's Bryce Pauley scooping it up, and he goes back the other way, making it 14-6. Could North beat Assumption? They do that. I'm sure Brian Stocking will be talking about that in a little bit. 28-19, your final score.
Central DeWitt making the short trip to Goose Lake to take on Northeast. Sabres on a 4th and 2, looking to make the conversion. Max Bergmeyer finds a hole to move the chains, but the Northeast defense proves to be too much. Senior Grant Gray blocks the punt. The Rebels have a great field position, and Northeast makes it count. Quarterback Gavin Kramer turns on the wheels and scrambles for the first down and more, and that sets up this next play right here. Grant Gray making big moves again. The senior jumps into the end zone for the touchdown. The Rebels stay dominant in this one. They win 44-8 final.
Muscatine looking for their first win of the season, hosting Davenport Central in their home opener. Muskies holding a 21-12 lead. Second quarter looking for more, but this is Carson Williams knocks the ball loose. Connor Jones recovers, and the Blue Devils are in business. It's going to set up a Williams 4-yard touchdown scramble to the far pylon, and they trail 21-19 at that point. The Muskies would get the ball to start the second half, and they're in good positions thanks to this return from Colin Glenn. But on 4th and down, it'll be Jones again with a big stop for Central to deny Muskies of that first down. Points hard to come by while we were there. But it was 21-19 was the final score for Muscatine.
Maquoketa and Clinton both looking for their first wins of the season. The River Kings showing off their defense. Logan Lorenzen with the sack. That is a 10-yard loss for Maquoketa. They're in a 4th and 14 situation. Second quarter, Maquoketa dishes it right back. D'Angelo Donray with a sack of his own. River Kings lead 7-0. Cardinals with another strong defensive showing. Marshall Johnson gets a sack of his own. Still 7-0 Clinton. This is winding down in the first half, but it's still a game of defense. River Kings Carter Brown with the interception to hold off Maquoketa from scoring. Clinton gets their first win. They snap an 11-game losing streak. First win of the season. They win 13-7 against Maquoketa.
Yeah, congratulations to Nate Hare getting a big victory for Clinton, getting on the right side of that win column. A lot more to get to, and Tom, these burgers, as we take a closer look, they got some cooking to do.
They do.
I know.
So we're gonna heat up the grill a little bit because I'm really concerned about the
You have one job tonight.
Yes.
One job.
I am too.
I hope the Hawkeyes play better football than
Hey,
you're
I
cooking.
haven't pulled a Julian Vandervelde
That's
yet.
true. That's true.
Hey, we're gonna char grill these burgers, and we got more football to get to right after this. Welcome back to the Score. Burgers don't cook great when
you run out of
propane.
Yeah. You can't cook with gas if you don't have gas.
Bill Dabolier carries around a propane tank with him. That's the beauty part of everything.
That's the best thing.
We're back cooking. We're going to have brats. We're going to have food, and we have a lot more football to get to. Tom Cakert's grilling, and we got some football to get to. A great one in the LTC between Stark County and Anawan Weathersfield. Two very good teams and great environment at Stark County. Defense, the name of the game in this one. Anawan Weathersfield in the red zone, but the big interception from the Rebels, that denies some early points for the Titans. But Stark County can't capitalize. Check out some defense from the visitors as well. That interception keeps things scoreless early on. Later on, Rebels get on the board first, and they do so via the ground. The touchdown right up the middle gives Stark County an early lead. Not a lot of offense in this one, but a great football game nonetheless. We show you the defense. It is Stark County getting the huge victory at home, 14-13, your final score.
8-man at the Cambridge Bowl. Ridgewood gets busy on its first play from scrimmage. That's Roy Sandberg rumbling 55 yards untouched right down Broadway to pay dirt. Spartans lead Galva 8-0. The Wildcats try to get something going on 3rd and long. Cyrus Hurd fires to Tommy Funk for 14 yards to move the sticks. Now Ridgewood on the attack again. This time it's Wes Sandberg. He sprints 77 yards to the house in warp speed. It's 16-0 home team. Pat Elder's Spartans are not done with the big play on the jet sweep. Ashton Staley has room to run. This one covers 54 yards to push the lead to 22-0. Ridgewood takes this one 58-14. The final. Last year, state runners-up are now 1-1.
58 points. Looking good for Ridgewood. So much more to get to. Brian Stocking's right around the corner. He's got all your scores.
Putting all his Iowa State gear on right now.
He may come out with the full cardinal bird thing.
He might be signed.
And it's a good thing we brought a package of cheese.
Yes.
And this was Jenna's idea because we may just be eating cheese tonight. No, actually.
No, it's all working. The grill cam's
things
working.
are working good. That's
we
a
have
nice
fire
grill cam as well. We got Brian Stocking. We got your play of the night. We got predictions for the Cyhawk series. We got so much more to get to. Keep it locked right here on The Score.
The Fan of the Night is sponsored by Millwright's Local 2158.
Our Fan of the Night comes from the United Township game.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. On the opening kickoff, the fans throw powder in the air. It's a great thing to do. Just don't do it during a basketball game, right? Gets all over the floor, makes a mess.
I hope Steve Smithers was watching this because he had to deal with that.
During a football game, it looks pretty cool. So congratulations to the United Township fans at the night.
Absolutely. Grilling out here on a Friday night, high school football, college football tomorrow. Cy-Hawk game is rocking and rolling.
It's good.
Our burgers are looking good. Tom Kakert's grilling for us. Iowa State Representative Brian Stocking will be here to give the rebuttal for the Cyclones here in a second. But we got more high school football to get to. We will do so on the Iowa side of the river. And it is Wilt looking for their second straight victory of the season on the road at West Liberty. Beavers opening drive facing 2nd and 25. It's Drew Keith to Cade Serrata. He keeps the drive going. Later on, it is Owen Hassel punching it in from 1 yard out. Wilton with an early 6-0 lead. Comets looking to answer. 3rd and 15. It's Riker Dangler evading the sack and launching it to Marcus Cardona.
Look at that nice
just
new turf
outside
field.
the 10-yard line.
Beautiful.
After the quarter break, it's Seth Axum looking to score. Stopped at the line until Cameron Eiske gets in, plows him into the end zone. West Liberty led 7-0 at that point, but it is all Beavers in this one. They cruise 36-7. They're now 2-0 in the season.
A perfect night for football down in Mediapolis as the Bulldogs hosting Sigourney Keota, but it would be the Cobras. Isaac Burns busting in for a touchdown to give them an early 7-0 lead. Let's go to the second quarter. John Berg picks up a touchdown here as the ball is on the turf. A little scoop and score off that kickoff on the ensuing kickoff. That'll make it a 14-0 game. But Mediapolis would bounce back. It's Reese Campbell throwing to fellow senior Noah Schmigdal. It's a big gain and a first down as he's tripped up down by 10, and then he's going to finish off what he started there. They pitch it to Schmigdal for a touchdown. 14-7 at that point. This one's still in the third quarter, still playing. 16-7, Sigourney Keota leading.
Must have been a late starter. Brian Stocking can't find the final score. Hey, special night in Clinton as Duke Slater was memorialized with a statue outside of the stadium. Of course, Clinton native, the first black player at the University of Iowa for the football program, a trailblazer and now honored in a great way up in Clinton.
Other than my marriage and the birth of my children, this is probably a top 5. This is just it's a great feeling to have this statue unveiled today and honoring a great man who did a lot of great things in a time where the opportunities for African Americans weren't that plentiful. Okay, and so what he struggled, we can now go to the students and say, here's someone that you're going to pass by every day. Duke's going to overlook not only the football field but the school in general. And it's if you want a role model, Duke's the guy. Duke's the person.
Yeah, and at the memorial today, the unveiling didn't even actually happen. So the wind kind of took the cloth off, and it was almost like they were all excited, Clinton was excited, the universe was ready to see it too.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. A fantastic
That's awesome.
statue up in Clinton. A good weekend to do it, Cy-Hawk weekend as well. The smoke is coming out.
We're finally cooking.
We are cooking, and it's almost like your Cody Rhodes coming out ready to thrill the. No, we're not going to get into that. Anyways, we got a lot more to get to. Brian Stocking here soon with scores. We'll find out how your team did. A lot more to get to. So keep it locked right here on The Score. See, Tom thought he was funny by making fun of Julian, and now we legit have a fire going on. We also have Brian Stocking. Let's get to those scores of the night.
Let's get to the late games. One final, Dunlop defeats Rock Island 41-31. Moving on, Macomb edges Knoxville 22-19. A-Town defeats South Fulton 28-6. Rushville Industry beats United 18-6. Roval Williamsfield is 2-0. They beat Lewistown 34-14. Galena defeats Morrison 34-9. West Carroll is 2-0. They scored 28 points in the second quarter as they beat Hiawatha 54-0. Milledgeville has scored 150 points in 2 games, 72 of them in the first quarter. They beat Alden Hebron 70-20. Polo defeats River Ridge 56-0. Crossing the river to Iowa, North Scott defeats Waverly Shellrock. They are 2-0 with both wins on the road for the first time since 1974. Washington is a winner. West Burlington Notre Dame beats Mount Pleasant 31-10. Alburnett defeats Comanche 34-7. Maquoketa Valley wins 49-0. Columbus beats Wapello 51-14. Their first 3-game win streak in the series since 85-98. Edgewood Colesburg defeats Easton Valley 76-34. Cal Wheat, their best start ever, they defeat Midland 34-13.
We got to go to break. We'll be back right here on The Score.
The play of the night is sponsored by Midwest Bank.
And it comes from the Monmouth Roseville Titans game. Have a Peyton Thompson has a big night. The touchdown run, thing of beauty, covering some 83 yards to the end zone. And I think he knew he was on the play of the night as he gestures to the camera. You got to love it and see it. Yeah, we see you, Tommy. Don't worry about it. We see you, Peyton. Good job.
All right, we are quickly running out of time, so give me your predictions. Cyclone Boy, go for it.
Iowa State 16, State University of Iowa 10.
Tommy, give me that prediction.
23-17, good guys.
23-17,
that would be Iowa State.
Hawkeyes. And we have some burgers.
Good guys.
So I'm going to give this a try before we get out of here.
How is it?
That's perfect.
Gives it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching The Score. We'll see you next week for week 3. We have Iowa State and Iowa tomorrow.